Hey everybody, this is Holden Hassel with Equita Final Expense Services and FinalExpenseMastery.com. Today I want to talk about the poor training, bad IMOs, people out there that call themselves an IMO. I guess everyone's an IMO nowadays. If you got a laptop, right, and some internet connection. And I'm an IMO. Great, good for you. So here's the reality. I've been a part of in the past a bad organization. And it was just kind of sad. There was no training. It was buy leads and see people, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I was green. I was new to sales, and I had no idea. So I really needed a lot of support. I needed a lot of training, to be absolutely honest with you, and it didn't work well. So one time, this is an example of poor training. One time I was in a home, and the client had AARP. Called my upline. Upline didn't answer. That was really my only point of contact. What do I do? No idea. AARP, I haven't seen it before, right? So I have no idea what to do. I don't know the product. Insurance companies closed. I remember it was dark outside. It was probably like 6 or 7, but I'm grinding, I'm hustling. I'm just trying to get an app. They were paying a pretty good premium. Sounds like they had a pretty good amount of coverage. Didn't even know to ask them to get the policy, right? I was green with no training. Training is probably one of the most important things in this business, because if you don't have the ability to learn to elevate your game, you ain't going to get better. You are not going to get better no matter what if you don't have training to elevate your game. Buy more leads and see more people means nothing if you don't know what you're doing, right? There's no system in place. So that's why I think that from the training perspective, it's so important, because I didn't know that it was what they had was like an increasing term policy or whatever it might have been, right? At that point in time, I think for this specific case, it was an increasing term policy, and I didn't have the ability to reach out to anyone, or even if it was a whole life and maybe it was a 2-year waiting period. It could have been something like that, and this lady was like perfectly healthy. She was in great shape. Maybe I could have helped her in that situation, put her into a better situation. But the reality is I just didn't know, and I didn't really know what questions to ask, right? So, I leave the house, I'm done, and probably like 30, 40 minutes later, the upline calls me, and he's like, and I kind of talked to him, and he was like, man, that's a lay down. Anybody could write that app. You should have written it. Here's how it works. I'm like, oh, great. That would have been nice to know while I was in the home, right? I wish you would have helped me. But reality is, you weren't available when I needed you to be there, right? And I need the upline to be available when I'm there. That's why I always say, people who are upline should not be out selling. You can't be out selling. You have to have the proven track record. You have to have saved your money and been an extremely great money manager to the point where you don't have to be in the field, okay? So that way you can help your agents. Because if you can't help them, then, what are you doing? You're not a good builder. You can't build a team, and you can't help people if you can't even help yourself or manage your own money. Right? So don't be the blind leading the blind, or a hypocrite, right? Don't tell someone to do something and you're not even doing it yourself. So that's why I think it's, poor training is really, it's cost me money. My first 3 years in the business were grind because of it. So I didn't know any better. So make sure that who you're working with has the right training systems. If you don't have it, reach out to me, and let's try and get you hooked up and get you making some money.